Welcome back, cast, where we provide coverage on all things NFL. I'm your co-host El Jefe, and I'm joined here by my fellow members of the SFN crew. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Buddy,
Yeah,
we
see.
back. Everything is cool here, man. Got some music releases coming out tomorrow, I think.
Oh, well, okay,
Friday's a
big
good day,
music
but
releases.
Saturdays are for the boys, man. Saturday is for the boys.
Okay, Saturdays are for the boys. Well, let's get into some Sunday stuff though, man. And then there were two top dogs left, two 4-0 teams. I'm talking about the 49ers and the Eagles. No more AFC 4-0, no more AFC undefeated teams all over in the NFC. How y'all think these teams will go? They don't play each other though until week 13. You guys think they can stay undefeated until then?
I believe so.
Personally, not. No, personally not. I can't see it. The Eagles have some tough ones coming up. Also, of course, for the 49ers do too as well, especially this week against Dallas. Even though it's at home, it's still gonna be a good matchup, I'll say overall. So uh, we'll see after this week right here. We'll see it kind of determine a lot of things, but the Eagles have a lot of things coming in, going in close to their bye, as we talked about earlier. So it'll be tough.
I mean, honestly, aside from us, I'm looking at the 49ers schedule right now. I mean, they got the Browns, the Vikings, the Bengals, the Jags, Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers, Seahawks, and then the Eagles. Yeah, I don't know why I said Buccaneers. I don't know what that was about, but
That's new.
I mean, it's difficult to call for them. They look really good. They're firing on all cylinders. I mean, I know we had a conversation a couple episodes ago. I said Christian McCaffrey was going to be the offensive player of the year. I mean, it looked like he could be the MVP. Could be the first running back MVP since Adrian Peterson. So, I mean, that guy is good. And Brock Purdy's looking like the guy as well. I mean, the Eagles had a scare against the Commanders, but they still find a way to win. However you want to spin it, the Eagles find a way to win. So it's difficult to say, but I definitely think the 49ers are the better team if we can compare the two. The 49ers are the best team in the NFL, hands down. It's not even close.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, comparing those two teams, it's like night and day.
Yeah, and you're right. It's unfortunate to see, especially being over on their side. But we seem to have the Eagles number. I will say that. As for the 49ers, they definitely dial it on us every single time.
Yeah,
So
they're our big brothers right now, but we're gonna find out Sunday night. We're gonna find out what's going on. Those two guys behind you, you know, Parsons and Lamb, they better show up.
yeah, they definitely gonna have to show up. That's for sure. Speaking of showing up, though, man, the Jags they ended up handling business this past weekend in London, and they get to go ahead, sit pretty, and stay there after they beat the Falcons, and now they get to face Josh Allen, who improved to 6-0 at home against the Dolphins. How you guys feel about this? I think the Bills can come in and get one in on the Jags, even though they've been sitting there and staying there. I think the Bills are just that much better than the Jags, but I mean that's just one man's opinion. How do y'all feel?
I had the Jags winning. I just feel like the time difference is really gonna play a role in this. I don't know when the Bills got down there, and even if the Bills have left yet. But if the Bills tomorrow's Friday, if the Bills haven't left yet, and the Bills leave tomorrow, that's the adjustment period of that. Not questioning the caliber of players they have, but once again, it's still an adjustment. It's still something you're going to have to overcome, especially playing what? It's 9 o'clock in the morning, if I'm correct. That's something main. That's what is it? 9, right? It's 9:30, something like that.
I mean, our
I believe
time,
it's
yeah.
9:30. Yeah,
Yeah,
9:30
I mean,
our
what
time.
is
I'm not
it?
sure
Like
what time it
noon
is
their
there.
time or some shit like that, or maybe a little bit later in the day. But
Like, yeah,
Yeah, I
but
believe it was
even
something like that.
even which way, it's just like you're not used to playing that early. You're used to practicing that early. You're used to just getting warmed up at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like practice has really kind of just gotten going. You may have like a realistically, you may have had a morning lift and gotten situated, but like you're just getting into the motion around that time. Jags have been dealing with that time switch for a week. So they just have a little bit more comfortability, in my opinion, with that. I would feel like that's the only up they have. once again, it also depends on when the Bills left. The Bills aren't leaving until tomorrow. I definitely feel like that is going to equate. But it's still feel like the Bills always still find a way to put up a lot of points too. So I feel like it's Trevor Lawrence is going to have to throw the ball a lot more than they want to. I see ETN with probably maybe 100 yards rushing and passing, but we'll see. Rushing and receiving, correction.
I mean, the Bills just lost their top cornerback, so he's out for the season. But their offense is firing on all cylinders. And Jacksonville, they're 2-2. We're gonna get to that a little bit later. Jacksonville, they did struggle a little bit with Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, definitely looking like the rookie of the year, if not for CJ Stroud. But Buffalo is Buffalo, man. They have righted the ship after losing to the Jets. Buffalo looks really good. They are beating up on everybody. Everybody thought that Miami was going to be the team in the AFC. Obviously aside from Kansas City, but Buffalo's like, yeah, nah, it's over for that. 48-20. Buffalo's back, dog. It is what it is. Buffalo looks like the AFC Cowboys. Once again, they're gonna do what they need to do in the regular season. Everybody's gonna get a be high on them, and then one way or another, they're gonna fall apart because the Super Bowl is not in the cards for them. But talking about regular season, and you going up against Jacksonville, I just don't think that Jacksonville has enough. This Buffalo team they're mature. They've been in these situations, even though they time skip. We deal with those. We deal with that. They're professionals. You know what I mean? They're going to show up and play football.
Did you say AFC card? You said the AFC Cowboys? Is that what you said?
Yeah. We got there's a couple counterparts over there. You got them in the Chargers.
Right.
Everybody expects a lot. I mean, they went to the AFC. They went to the AFC Championship game, but aside from that, I mean, I've seen that. I've seen that recipe before. You know what I mean? We've seen that.
Right.
It is what it is. I'm sure Wayne knows all about that. They look good on paper, sounds good on paper, and then they fall apart. So he knows about Buffalo being a Patriots fan.
Never
He knows all
fails.
about Buffalo.
Never fails. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going with Sav here. I'm definitely agreeing. I'm going with the Jags this weekend. Partially because I just feel like Buffalo is gonna come in hot, but I feel like the Jags they've been like slumming for the most part. For the first few weeks, they haven't looked like themselves like they're supposed to. I feel like they're finally finding their stride, and technically this is a home game for them because they play there like almost every year. This is like their 11th game over there. They're 5-5 over there right now. They're at a 500 record. So I feel like with this extra week too as well, you know what I mean? Them having that extra week, them having that extra time over there in London and practicing and being on that time zone, knowing how it is and all that, as Sav said, it's just gonna work to their advantage. And overall, I feel like Sunshine down there. Trevor Lawrence is gonna he's gonna cook up something, and they should cook, especially with them being out without Tre'Davious. For sure, they should cook with Calvin Ridley and Zay Jones and everything like that. So they have a lot of talent, a lot of receivers, and a lot of people that they could throw to. So I feel like the Jags will get it done on Sunday for sure.
What happens with that matchup. But speaking about cooking up, man, the Seattle Seahawks, man, they cooked up double-digit sacks on one Daniel Jones. Where is that offensive line at? I mean, I believe in the last few years they've spent their first-round picks on offensive linemen in all the drafts. I mean, they tried to take a page out of the Cowboys book, and it just hasn't seemed to work out for them. I personally don't think any of this is on Daniel Jones as far as their record or anything that's going on with them. I definitely think it has everything to do with that offensive line, not giving him the time and not letting him be him. But how do y'all feel about Daniel Jones and the G-men?
Giants are trash. Like, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. We're just gonna have to keep it a bean and keep it a whole stack. Like, y'all are garbage, and it's unfortunate. But like again, as a franchise, you need to figure out what you can do to make it better. Like, in my opinion, like there's just so much they're missing in certain areas, and they've put so much faith in certain areas. Like, you have all this faith in Saquon, and you see the consistency with Saquon in certain areas, but it's like what are we really getting? What is the receiving core? You just drafted, if I'm correct, they have 2 new receivers, if I'm right. Wandale Robinson, I think he's technically a second year. Last year was his first year. And then, do they have Jalen? Do they have Jalen Hyatt? Am I correct?
Yep.
So, and then once again, these are guys who like need time to progress. They're not guys you can kind of throw in your lineup and expect to do what you expect them to do as the place that you drafted them in. It's just somewhat of an unrealistic thing, but once again, you have to think about what you have as a franchise, how to maneuver around what you have, especially if you're not going to spend no money, and how you're going to figure out how to get better. Seems like the Giants are in a stalemate because they don't have enough money, they don't have enough room to really be able to make the team better, and they don't really have good enough draft picks that they're drafting things that are going to benefit to make the team better. So it's a very it's a sticky situation, so got to see how it happens.
I feel like the Giants, yes, they're complete trash. I feel like yes, it is Daniel Jones' fault. It can't just be the offensive line. I'm sorry. This man can't read like simple just pass plays, down the field. People are wide open down the field. He's just not reading them and seeing them over there. It doesn't matter if the line is collapsing in front of you, move out, and you still know your play. You know the routes that people are running. If anything, you throw that ball early if you already see it's there early, but he's not looking at that. He's already scared. I don't know if you already seen the meme when they played the Niners the other day, where his face looked like he was like halfway messed up, like he was like scared and he was looking around because he was confused with what was going on with the 49ers defense. It was real bad. So I feel like it's mainly on him. Dabo is over here throwing the clipboard and everything like that, or the tablet, because he's failing and doing not even running the right plays and things like that. So I feel like it leans mainly on his shoulders, and then after that, it's the offensive line. So, but I feel like they're garbage. They shouldn't have paid him, but that's the Giants. So who cares?
Man, to be fair, I'd be a little scared too if I'm looking Nick Bosa in the face. But that's it with the offensive line that I have. You're missing
Agreed.
your All Pro left tackle Andrew Thomas. He's been gone since the Cowboys game. They have a rookie center who hasn't really had much NFL experience, and you got to adjust to the game, the speed of the game. I mean, they've had limited practice from Marcus McKeithen, and Evan Neal's always had issues, especially with dealing, at least, playing with the Cowboys. He's had issues with DeMarcus Lawrence. So, we as Cowboys fans understand what's going on there on the right side.
The man's in his sophomore year. He got to grow up.
Yeah, but it takes time, man, especially, the adjusting to the speed of the game. If you're not one of those guys, it's going to take you a little bit. It takes guys a couple of years. And I do agree with you. He needs to, you have to adjust. But, dealing with the way the defenses are moving now and the adjustments and everybody like, okay, we got film, so we know how to attack this guy, especially when you exploit a team or offensive line for one game. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna look at that same film. We're gonna make the adjustments. We have a bunch of defensive linemen and linebackers that can play just as athletic as some of these guys, even though they may not get the credit or the acknowledgement. You know what I mean? So the Giants' offensive line does have a lot of work to do. They're young. They haven't had a lot of time together. Now they're beat up. But Daniel Jones, I am in agreement with both of you guys. Daniel Jones, he's got to figure it out. I don't know. He's a sitting duck at this point, especially with that offensive line. Plus, without Saquon Barkley, you know what I mean? It's just like, hey, man, he's dead in the water.
They got to get that man some real receivers. I mean, he's not. He needs a real receiver out there.
Can he get it to them?
What's the point? He got an offensive line. How you gonna throw the ball?
I mean, that too. He needs an offensive line and he needs receivers. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It can't all be Daniel's fault, man.
I've seen enough of him, man. I can't even. The man had more. Oh my god! I just nah. His stats last year isn't proofs in the pudding. Come on now, just yeah.
Hefe, I agree with you. It's not all his fault. He does need to do better. Maybe he needs to go back to Duke. Duke looks good. Despite losing to Notre Dame the other night, Duke looks good. Maybe he can learn a thing or two from that quarterback out there, Go back to school, figure it out, then come back to the league, Take a little bit of time, relax. They are beating you up out here.
Well, speaking about figuring things out, man, we need to figure something out real quick. Was Zach Wilson robbed on Sunday Night Football, I mean, for the first time ever, Mahomes was outplayed at the college or NFL level. Outplayed and still somehow managed to win the game. To me, man, Zach was robbed 1,000%. The Jets should have won this game, and I can't see it any other way. How y'all feel?
It's tough,
Man.
man. It's tough. Go ahead, Tommy Guerrero. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, man, it's a lot of calls that should have been made. It shouldn't have been made. The Sauce Gardner call, obviously. I was listening to the New Heights podcast, and Travis is gonna, he's gonna say, "Oh, well, every holding call is a controversial holding call." It's like, dude, come on, man, cut it out. We understand what's happened. The pick happens. We get a holding call. What are we doing? And then Patrick Mahomes scrambles for 22 yards, and you can clearly see the offensive lineman holding Sauce Gardner again. So he's involved in 2 questionable calls. And I know Taylor Swift is there. I get it. We get it. We all get it. We understand that the Chiefs are the darlings. Patrick Mahomes is the next guy for sure. We understand. We understand NFL. But let us watch football, please. Let us watch football. Wayne, is there? I feel like you're shaking. You're nodding the head in agreement. Like, let us watch football, right? Just let us watch football. Because what are we doing?
I totally agree. The extra coverage is just too much. They say it's for pop culture. It's just too much. They got to stop. Can't do it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But I agree with you. The only thing is that holding call with the pick and everything like that, I'd revert back to the Super Bowl, with them calling the holding call on Bradbury. That was barely a hold, you know what I mean? And they called it. That's just what they do in those type of games for Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? When you're that tier of quarterback, that's the type of things that they do. So at the end of the day, it's nothing you could do. Patrick Mahomes, primetime football, all America is watching. They're not going to drop the ball on that. If this was like a 1:00 game, for sure, that would have been called. End of the game, they wouldn't care about that. The Chiefs would definitely have lost that game. But it's prime time. Taylor Swift's in the building, like you just said. The Swifties, yeah, all that. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about that. But just
every day is a good day.
They just got to stop with the coverage. That's it.
Every day is a good day. The Eagles lose. So that Bradbury hold was absolutely a hold. We're going to take that. We're going to take that one. We're going to walk off. We're going to walk off. And we're going to say that the Sauce Gardner hold was not, but that Bradbury hold was a hold. We're going to take that. We are going to take that every day. And I'm whispering for a reason, but we are going to take that every day. We're going to take that every day.
Understandable. It's understandable.
Patrick Mahomes, you got a Super Bowl, but you can't get these calls in the regular season. You got to earn your fucking spot in the playoffs, brother.
It's a proud time.
Now, once you get there, I can't speak on it. I know. The Swifties, the New Balance 550s price is going up because she had them on. I mean, hey, I wanted to buy a pair of New Balances. Now I can't because now they $500 because Taylor Swift had them.
It's wild times, man.
Her movie, $100 million pre-sold. What are we doing?
Well, you know what? Speaking of what people are doing, man, we gotta do a quick moment of the week for somebody that showed up at both the games that we just talked about. I'm talking about Mama Kelsey. Not only did she go and see her son play in Philly, but she made it to go hang out with the Swifties in New York. What can't that woman do, man? I mean, at this point, what can't she do? Really? Tommy, what can't she do?
I was going to say something crazy, but listen to that.
Don't bring Zach Wilson into this. Don't bring.
I was going. Oh yeah, because that boy.
That boy.
Talk about he's not robbing the cradle. He's trying to rob graves. That's a sick boy. I tell you that. That's a sick boy. But I was also going to say she can't have a black grandchild because he's now with the Swifties. But it is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is though, if I get a chance to hang out with Wolverine, Deadpool, Taylor Swift, what's the girl's name that's married to Ryan Reynolds? Blake Lively. I mean, let's fly out. Let's make it happen. Sav is having a bit of an issue over there. Is everything okay over there? Sav, is everything all right? What happened?
Okay.
Are champagne bottles no longer popping? 8 a.m. in 8
Everything's
a.m. in
fine.
Charlotte?
I'm sorry. My camera and my mic are not working. I apologize.
No, the camera's working. We will tell you that.
Mike's
Yeah.
tweaking out. I apologize.
Is it no
Okay.
longer 8 a.m. in Charlotte? I don't know what's going on.
What was that?
I was asking if it's still 8 a.m. in Charlotte.
Absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, no, my kudos to
back
Mama
back on
Kelsey, man.
subject. Back on Mama Kelsey,
Cheers to her.
yeah,
Here's
just
the
her
Mama Kelsey, but then again,
in her life. So I'm happy for her, honestly. She gets to see and view everything in her last days. I didn't mean I didn't mean to sound that way. That's why I was thinking. I didn't mean to sound that way.
Hey, R.I.P. Dick Butkus. We're just gonna get that out right now. R.I.P. Dick
get
Butkus.
that out. Yeah, that's what I
Jesus,
meant.
Jesus is Lord.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
R.I.P. Dick Butkus, man. Hey,
Yeah, that's a legend in the game. Shout out to
legend
the
in the game.
Bears. Yeah, so that's where we're going with that one.
Yeah, she still got a lot of life left to live, Mama Kelsey. I
A ton,
look forward
a
to
ton.
maybe seeing you one day. We all, yeah,
A ton. That was a
maybe you
yeah.
can bring in. We could do views from the 50 and New Heights combined. Let's do it. Let's match up.
I don't know
Travis,
with
Jason,
that.
Mama
With me
Kelsey.
saying that. With me saying that, I don't know if
Yeah, we're not getting that, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
hopefully, Mama Kelsey, we can make sure Wayne is not here for that broadcast. So just let me know. I will. We
Yeah.
will do the due diligence.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You know.
I'm sorry, Wayne. Maybe
Yeah,
we
look,
can
make that
actually
phone call.
try. Maybe we can
We'll
try
make
and
that
get you
phone
on the
call.
broadcast, but we'll see. We'll make some
Yeah.
phone calls. We'll work some things out. We'll see what we can do. Well, you know what? We'll call Frank.
The- the-
Oh, whoa. Yeah,
All
that
right.
man's yeah, okay. Well, let's get right back on topic, fellas. Man, there's a guy out in Cincy talking about I'm always fucking open, man. What's the deal with him? This man talking about he's always open. These guys 1-3. We thought they was back last week, but they don't seem to be back. Losing 27-3 again, back to not being able to put up a touchdown. But you got a guy talking about he's always open. Well, if you're always open, man, get to the end zone, get open, and catch the ball. So what's going on with that? Wayne, you seem to be in agreement, man. How you feel?
Yeah, but that's another team, at the end of the day that is unfortunately dealing with O-line problems, which they weren't supposed to be dealing with O-line problems. They said they, signed that O-line and they were supposed to protect Joe. Then he got a calf injury. Then, who knows what happened after that. Then he got paid actually. He's been home alone, Joe, afterlife. But it just hasn't been good for them so far. I feel like Joe's probably the main problem because they haven't had chemistry coming into the season. That's the reason why, him and his boy are not clicking. But they should be clicking because they're boys at the end of the day. They should always be throwing, catching together. But it just seems like they're not clicking at the end of the day right now. And they got to get it together. As soon as they get it together, they should be dominant. And taking over like they should. But it's kind of late. It's kind of getting late right now with how their standings are. So we'll see. We'll see.
Nah, I think you're onto something because Saturdays are clearly not for them. Saturdays, it's for the boys. It's not for them. They're not clicking, man.
No.
Offensive line is definitely an issue in Cincinnati. It's been that way since they were in the Super Bowl. We seen Joe Burrow get cracked. He never really plays in the preseason, whether he gets injured or he has to sit out or whatever. They're not clicking. And I'm what's the word I'm looking for? But I guess I'm a perpetrator of this. I believe that Cincinnati was going to be able to put it together. I thought like early in the season, okay, this is nothing, but sitting at 1-3 and they're going to have to deal with the Arizona team who isn't bad. Arizona's not a bad football team. So they very well could end this. They could end this game 1-4. And if Jamar Chase is feeling the way he's feeling, the way they because Arizona kind of got after Dak. They did. So good luck, man. You better get open. You better get open quick. You better figure out a 3-step drop system, run a West Coast offense. I don't know. Zach Taylor, you got to figure something out, man. Get your tight end. You get your tight end back. I don't know. Hopefully they figure something out because I do like watching the Bengals play football. When they're clicking, they are very good.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, because T. Higgins is hurt now too. He's got a rib injury. So if he can't go, he hasn't been practicing all week. So if he cannot go, that means defense is going to key in on Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow is going to have a really difficult time trying to get him the ball. So
This is awful in a contract year for T. That's all I gotta say.
hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it.
Oh, it's unfortunate. But other things, man, that we hate to see is teams that are up so big and then just somehow find a way to lose. There was a 28-point turnaround this past week in Chicago, man. What's going on with Chicago and the Bears? Russell Wilson came in there with Sean Payton. They finally got their first win of the season. So, congratulations to them, because we know Sean Payton might have been gone, or something was going to happen. Something was going to blow up in Denver if they didn't win a game against Chicago. I can tell you all that. But what's going on with Bears, man? They seem to be going downhill. Hopefully they can pick up a win, as we talked about just a few minutes ago. RIP to Butkus. So hopefully they can get a win tonight, as we're recording on Thursday, against the Commanders. But if they don't, I don't know what's next in the cards for them, and what's next in the cards for Justin Fields. They might be giving up on him soon. I know Caleb Williams is getting ready to come up in the draft, so they may be looking at him or somebody else. I don't know.
Did you hear what Caleb Williams said?
No, what did he say?
Caleb Williams said he's not going to the draft if he's not getting drafted by 5 teams that are there.
Oh, the teams, yeah.
It was, and I forgot who it was. Unfortunately, it was y'all. It was the Cowboys. I want to say it was
The Raiders,
Arizona, the Raiders,
Giants,
in San Francisco. I think it was somebody wild.
Really?
Vikings. The Vikings.
Oh, it was the Vikings, not San Francisco. It was the Vikings. So yeah, those were the 5. And he said if he didn't, he was just going to stay. And
well, I can tell you the Cowboys won't be up there to draft him.
I mean, that is true. I mean, but the worst part is, like, he knows if he stays, he can still go number 1 the year after. That's the worst part.
I mean, that is for sure.
So
I mean, I guess the cards are all in his hands right now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
He better not have another outing like he did against Colorado, because defenses get better, especially when they see, what you're doing. Colorado adjusted and scored 14 points in the second half.
With him also doing that, he's taking a real chance on getting hurt. So I mean, obviously I'm not hoping he gets hurt or anything, but that's a real risk too. So, I mean, hopefully he plays his cards right.
Yep.
Right now, and they are moving the ball.
Yeah, he throws at least 4 to 5 touchdowns a game normally.
I found it crazy he didn't want to come back home. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I gotta say.
Wait, where's he from? Is he from over here?
Right?
From DC.
Yeah, he's from here. Yeah. That's right. He did go. Yeah, it's over for him. Ain't nobody coming here, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. Look what happened to the last person that came here. How many times has he played in the last 3 years? Yikes.
New ownership.
Yikes.
That's all I'm saying.
Well,
yeah, it is a new ownership. They're trying to get things switched around, but Caleb better figure it out.
They had that man in a trophy case for 2 years. First time this man touched the field. For an injury that was only supposed to be 4 months. That's all I'm saying, respectfully. I mean, hey, if I get to chill and make a couple mil too, I'm cool with it. That's all I'm saying. At home too? I'm at the crib? What the fam?
I still think regardless, he comes out this year for sure. Even with him having an opportunity at more NIL than having a higher, rookie contract, still think he comes out. He doesn't want to go one more year in college. He already been in there long enough. I feel like regardless, he's still gonna come out. So,
it depends on what that top five situation is. If that top 5 situation,
I'm telling you,
he's
Chicago took that 28-point loss. They tanking. If they do the same thing tonight, we know it.
Hey, bro, Caleb better come out now. It don't matter who he gets drafted. He better come out now, because teams get better, and he's gonna have to deal with Oregon this year. He's gonna deal with Washington this year. Teams are gonna expose him, so he better figure it out now and get out.
Bro, right. It sounds right. That's understandable. But if it comes from a money aspect, he make damn near close to what some players make in the NFL right now off of NIL.
For
So
sure.
Yeah.
for it's just one of those situations like he said it, his pop said it, and then he said it again twice. And that's what kind of threw me. I was like, bro, you double down? That's kind of nuts. Like, oh, like it's gonna be I really because he's so clouded there. And in college, if you go to a school that shows you that amount of love,
Yeah.
especially with the NIL deals now, it's life changing in itself. And imagine you getting almost 2 million off of a college, bro. You
No,
get 2
I
million.
I definitely don't disagree with you. I'm just saying if he wants to see more money and if he's trying to elevate to the NFL, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just like to FA's point, you know, he risks injury. He has a bad couple bad couple outings. Teams start passing on him. His whole draft stock falls, and then what? Yeah, then he may not even get the NIL money. And there's
Yep.
the issue there. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna have to deal with some beasts at some point during this season. Because I don't think he beats Bo Nix and them. I don't think he beats that the Felix or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the kid in Washington. I don't think he beats him.
That's gonna be a good
So
game. We're gonna have to
I just
see.
that Oregon team is good. They are good.
That Oregon team is good. He's just so good at finding. He's just so good at finding receivers, bro.
No, for sure, for sure.
It comes down to SC and SC Washington and Oregon. Honestly, I mean Oregon obviously has been running the Pac-12 for the last decade plus. They're dominant. They just have that type of squad. But it comes down to those three. Utah on the low, they're a sneaky team because they always just perform good late. And they just win the Pac-12 just off of strength of the coach being there for so long. So look out for them too. But definitely with Michael Penix Jr. in Washington right now, he's killing it right now. Him and Caleb coming to play each other soon, that should be a really good matchup. Another sleeper is Oregon State. I don't know why, but Oregon State is coming out of nowhere, and they're so with DJ. So we'll
Cam
see.
Reddick.
Cam Reddick and Washington State.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. So the whole Pac-12 is deep with those that QB play, but it'll come down to those three.
Sorry, Cam Rising. Cam Rising. I apologize. Cam Rising. Rising out of Utah. Yeah, Cam. I don't know. Yeah, Cam Rising out of Utah.
Mm-hmm. There you go. See, yeah, he gets it done. So, no.
Yeah, wow. Can we believe this? A 28-point turnaround in Chicago turned into a double NCAA segment real quick to give you all some insight about who's coming up in the draft. So there's a little bit of insight for college fans out there. Anybody who likes college can tune into that real quick. But let's get right into the NFL, man. We had some turnarounds this week in Dallas and the Ravens. They turned things around after some crushing week 3 losses. Neither team gave up a touchdown. They both gave up one field goal. Sorry, Wayne. But, it was great to see both franchises coming back together and pieces things back to where they needed to be. Tommy, man, I know you love to see it. Especially for Dallas. I don't know if you care too much about the Ravens turning things around, but I know you love to see it in other places. How you feel?
No, I'm all happy for success stories. I mean, I know I have issues with the Ravens, but it is what it is. I'm happy to see them, especially being in the city. The Cowboys, I mean, me and Wayne had a conversation off the air. I feel like if the Patriots were healthier, it would have been a better game. I mean, Mac Jones is Mac Jones. I think that they need to. I don't know whether they need to move on from Mac Jones or maybe he needs Zappy to zap him and light a fire under him or something. But he looked bad. He took a chance throwing the ball across the field the one time. He did it again. Obviously, you're going to pay for that. Cowboys defensive line is obviously going to get after the quarterback and force a lot of pressures. I mean, I'm not, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. I know what they do against teams that they're supposed to beat, with the exception of the Cardinals. So this Sunday is going to be the real test. This is going to be like, okay, are we one of those teams? Are we one of those actual teams, like one of those teams to beat, or are we just like a Minnesota Viking type team? You know what I mean? We look good on paper, win games you're supposed to win in the regular season, and then just fizz out when it matters most. Because I've seen this story before. You know, we've seen this one too many times with the Cowboys. They blow out teams. They do well. You know, we beat the Giants, 40-0, beat the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. Who knows what happens if Aaron Rodgers plays us? Because Aaron Rodgers has our number. We lose to Arizona when we should have won that game because the first quarter we're supposed to go 4-0 because we have a rough outing these next couple of games. Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Matthew Stafford, who's getting Cooper Kupp back, and that new kid who's going off too.
Hookah.
Yeah. And we got to deal with Philadelphia. No matter what I feel about Philadelphia and whether Dak's record against Philadelphia, we got to deal with Philadelphia one way or another. Did I say Tua? We got to deal with Miami. So, and we got Buffalo somewhere. So the Cowboys, you know, it's we're here. So we gotta play football. That's it. Hello, San Francisco. See you Sunday night.
Okay.
Nah,
Wayne, man,
I
how you
agree.
feel about these teams? How you feel
I
about
agree.
everything that happened?
Yeah. Congrats, of course, to the Cowboys at the end of the day. I don't know what to say about Mac. I mean, it's not like I've been a fan. Clearly posted a video with me, my thumbs down after we drafted him. I've never been a fan of him. I knew he wasn't going to be anything special to the team itself overall. I knew our strong suit was the defense, and unfortunately, we lost two of our top defenders on Sunday, and it just went downhill after that. But Dallas for sure. This will be the test this week, like we were speaking about earlier. And with it being on the road and everything like that, that just makes it more interesting. But at the end of the day, they are a dominant team this year. They are one of the top teams, not just in the NFC and the NFL. So just looking forward to seeing what y'all can do down the stretch, especially when it gets cold and y'all playing on the road with some of these East Coast teams. Seeing how that is, because y'all more than likely we'll see how it plays down the road. We'll have to play in Philly or so in a playoff game, probably a divisional game or so. And it'll probably be cold as hell, on that side. So we'll see how it fares down the road, down those better teams. But so far, it is looking good for y'all, even though y'all beat bad talent. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's my whole thing with the Cowboys, man. We've gotten to the point now with our team that we do play well against, lesser than teams and teams in our division. But like games that really matter, we give them away for whatever reason, or we just outright get beat. San Francisco's beat us twice in the playoffs. First year we should have beaten them, and then last year the defense showed up. Dak just turned the ball over in really bad spots. So we just, I don't know. It's just frustrating, man.
Well, speaking of frustrating times, man, the Ravens pulled back too as well. They came back and now they're 3-1. They got another divisional matchup on the horizon, traveling to Pittsburgh this time to play the Steelers. So they're looking to win back-to-back games in the division and start the season basically beating all their divisional opponents early. So that'll be interesting for them. I'm curious to see how they fare. Right now they lead their division, so AFC is probably it may run through Baltimore this year. I don't
AFC
know
what?
about them.
Yeah, you talk about the division. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say the AFC.
Oh yeah, no, the AFC
is not.
The AFC North. No,
Yeah,
no.
okay.
It's definitely not running through Baltimore. That's for sure.
Okay,
The entire AFC. No, let's make that clear.
I mean, they should be one of the top teams in the AFC, but top four maybe. Possibility. I don't even know. Well, I think they'll win the division. From how it's looking right now with the Bengals, how they're playing, the Steelers being how they are, the Browns too as well, how they're starting off. I think they'll win the division. They'll end off, by a couple games or so, as it's looking right now. But them in the overall picture of the AFC is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I don't care how they look at it. It's gonna be tough.
Oh yeah.
They
That
paid Lamar.
Browns.
And Lamar's not showing up like that. Lamar's looking good, but he's not showing up like that. He's, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll see.
And quietly, the Browns defense is good. They have a really good defense. If they can stay healthy, it could get spooky for them boys in the AFC North.
Yeah.
If they didn't lose Nick Chubb, I absolutely would have picked the Cleveland Browns to win
Yeah,
the division.
that's the only thing, man. Yeah.
Deshaun better go get the massages. He better stop fucking around and go get the massages. He better go find a parlor. He was putting up MVP numbers when he was getting touched.
Deshaun, I'm not going to tell
He
you.
better go figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell that man to go do anything like that again. You're
Amen.
crazy.
I'm not approving of what he did. What I'm saying is that if he wants to win,
You're encouraging what he did.
I'm a Cowboys fan. I have no ties to the Cleveland Browns. Actually, my grandfather.
You do actually. You do. Amari Cooper.
I said my. Hate.
That makes both of you.
And that's why I said I'm not putting that on him because Amari Cooper's there. I already knew what was up.
Oh,
He just wasn't thinking straight. I had to get his head straight.
No, my I was gonna say my grandfather's a Browns fan, but I forgot. Yeah, Amari Cooper is my guy. We need to get him out of there because it's nasty over there. Nasty over there.
Yeah.
I just need Amari needs to stay out the parlor. Don't let Amari get involved with whatever Deshaun is doing.
And we gotta get Amari back out. But man, let's get into one last thing real quick. Let's stay in the AFC, but let's travel over to the South, where everybody in that division is looking at a 2-2 start. I mean, I think we had a couple people saying one team, and I know I said that. Who did I have winning this division? I think I might have said the Titans, but I know y'all were saying the Jags.
Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about. My boy CJ Stroud is getting busy.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we see a rookie win the division?
Oh,
We got
man,
two rookies over there.
Streets need it. My boy CJ Stroud is getting busy.
Man.
First player ever, what was 1,200 yards with no picks or something like that?
Picks, yeah.
CJ Stroud is the guy, man. Yeah.
He's
my guy, man.
He's got him moving. He's got him moving and grooving. Anthony Richardson's got the Colts moving and grooving. I mean, Lawrence looks like they're trying to get back on track. The Titans they beat up on the Bengals. So I mean, all these teams they all fighting. It's going to be a dogfight in the AFC South.
Let's start paying some. Let's make running backs great again. Let's go, Derrick Henry. Get active, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally see Derrick Henry got active. He hasn't been doing the numbers that I need to be doing because I drafted him in fantasy.
Yeah, that's facts.
I mean, in theory, you made the right call, but that's pretty much all they got over there. So,
no, they got Hopkins, man.
Who's throwing on the ball?
Exactly.
Some quick pickups.
Well, hold on. Well, you said they got nobody else. I'm just telling you they got a receiver.
That's fine.
I couldn't do it.
You know what? As a matter of fact, that's probably why no wide receivers go to New York. Nobody wants to be over there with Daniel Jones. He ain't gonna be able to throw the ball.
Hey, man, they gotta get some offensive lineman pieces out there. They gotta learn how to draft better.
Hey, CJ Stroud, if you was from the 50, we banging with you, big dog. Get it done.
100%.
Make the AFC South great again, because last season I was not rocking. But I'm watching the AFC South now, just for my guy.
Yeah, for real. He's making the Texans great again, and it's good to see. It's good to see, for sure.
Great.
Hey, the Texans match up with the Falcons this week in Atlanta, so
yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting matchup. We might see over 600 yards in this game.
Bijan Robinson versus CJ Stroud. We love to see that. That is good football.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's not good football, but
it's gonna be a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
Speaking of good games, the Titans and Colts play each other, so we'll have a little divisional matchup. So that'll be a little fun and interesting game to watch.
Derrick Henry action.
A little Derrick Henry action.
A little Zaire Franklin. Okay, Zaire Franklin.
Matter of fact, speaking of running backs, man, I believe one Jonathan Taylor's back.
He is back.
That is big for them. That is big.
That is,
Will he play?
That's not small.
Yeah, Will.
That
He's
is-
off the pup list now. So that's that's one step.
Nah,
forward.
he's still on the pub.
I thought they said they took him
Are you
off.
sure?
Nah, because I have him on my fantasy team on IR. He's still on the IR. They haven't kicked him yet.
I think they opened the window, like the 21-day window for him.
So,
That's it.
So they
Okay.
haven't brought him back yet.
Okay.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Well, maybe they're still trying to find that trade partner for him.
Nah, they're gonna
But-
keep him now. Apparently, they mended that relationship. AKA, they told him, "Yeah, if you have a good year, we give you that money you want."
Better, huh? So
So
Well,
it's
we'll see
on
what
it's on
happens. I
him
mean-
now. He gotta come out and perform now.
yeah.
If he plays Sunday and he do well, we'll know what is we'll understand. Once again, you've been gone for 4 weeks on an injury, so I expect you healthy. You should be playing. I heard he practiced every day this week so far, if I'm correct.
I don't know. So
Then I would. If he's practicing, I would assume if he's practicing, wouldn't he be off the list then?
No, they wouldn't take. Like I said, there's a window that they open up, so he can practice still. But until
Yeah,
they come
practice,
to
yeah.
take him off, that's when
That's
they will
fair.
take him off.
That's right. I just want to. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure, like I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like Wayne said, it's 21 day. They think that's
Yeah. Hit that block,
One
big
day,
dog.
well, I mean, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens with that window, because if Jonathan Taylor don't come back, he's just gonna be riding on everybody's fantasy bench for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
I mean, he's gonna come back. The question is, what are they gonna do? Because what, this is going on week 5? Week 5, correct? Week 4?
yeah,
Week 4. This is week 4. So you got technically 4 weeks to try to get rid of him if you're gonna get rid of him. You play him, you take the risk of him getting injured and not being able to move him at all. So if he plays Sunday, I doubt they're gonna plan on moving him anymore. If he plays Sunday, he's gonna play with them probably for the rest of the season. If he don't play Sunday, there's still a potential chance they're attempting to move him, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens, because right now, I mean, everybody has a chance to win this division, so
Ooh.
everything's up for grabs. Especially if they can beat the divisional opponents this week, if the Colts can. So I
CJ
don't know,
Stroud
man. We'll see.
for president.
What?
CJ Stroud, president.
Are we okay?
Yeah. See. All right. So that's where we're just gonna go ahead and wrap things up right there, guys. I
Donald Trump
appreciate
is president.
everybody.
Why can't CJ Stroud be?
Yeah. I this is gonna be a continuous thing.
And actually, to piggyback back on Jonathan Taylor, he's eligible to return from PUP list against the week 5 matchup against the Titans.
yeah.
So this week.
So yes. Why did y'all just agree with me then when I said week 4? Thank you. That's why I was.
It's week 5 right now. That's what I said.
Yeah, we're just gonna let you cook.
That's crazy. All right, respect. I see what that is.
You said week 5. We thought you like
respectfully.
we knew you said week 5. No, you said week 5 at first. Nobody was like, we knew what you were saying, man.
Hefe, it's on you.
All right, everybody.
If somebody
Appreciate
said something
y'all.
initially and then like it's a slip up, nobody's gonna be like, yeah, man, you're wrong. Like that's crazy. Nobody's gonna do that. We knew what you meant, big dog. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Tommy, you might have to get banned.
How am I getting banned?
Oh man.
Shout out to Truff.
Hey, shout out Trev, because I can't end an episode out here. This is crazy.
Where
But
is
everybody,
Trev?
man,
Trevor's just a block.
Trev's
I mean,
hey, Trev's on an island, man.
Just
Y'all
throw
just
out a
don't know
call.
about it.
Throw out a call.
Trevor's just a
He's on
block.
He's on
What that-
an
what that-
island chilling.
Santana, man. Let's go, man.
He's a 1x1 Lego block. That's what that video was. That song.
Yeah,
Polar opposites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tommy might not make it next week. But again, everybody, thanks for watching Views from the 50. You can follow us on IG at Views from the .50. YouTube, Views from the 50 podcast, Spotify, Google, Views from the 50. Other than that, we'll be back next week. But before that, you can check us out on Twitch every Sunday. We'll be live streaming our live reactions. Starting as early as probably well, we're in London this week, so we'll be there early
London.
in the morning. Yes, London, man. We'll be out there early. Probably like let's see, we'll probably start around 8 o'clock. Stream this real quick, and then we'll get on with the London, man. But until then, we out. Views from the 50. I'll see y'all next time.
Hey,
man,
Drew Picasso, what will Pluto do?
Go copy y'all some turtlenecks, man. Get your Genuine on.
Drizzy tonight.
Go copy